How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.
Three losses in a row for the Rajasthan Royals. They are in dire need of a turnaround as they welcome Lucknow Super Giants to Jaipur for the second of Saturday's double-headers. Let's build up to that game on Maruti Suzuki Arena presents ESPN Cricinfo Timeout, where we're joined by Darren Ganga, Cheteshwar Pujara and Ambati Raidu. Thank you for your time, gentlemen. Lots to cover as far as both the teams go, but I guess the biggest storyline comes for Lucknow, who will finally get to choose Mayank Yadav. He is fit, he's available for selection, and Puji, that should be a big boost to this side.
It will be, and they are playing against RR, who hasn't been batting well. If you look at RR's batting lineup, there are a lot of questions which are being raised. So with Mayank in the squad, LSG will be a strong unit. And if you look at the way they have played, there have been ups and downs, but at the same time, there's a lot of potential in that LSG side. And I'm sure this is the time where they will be thinking that if they can win next couple of games, then they will be in the contention for the playoffs.
You'd imagine they're very happy considering they entered this season without a pace bowling attack almost, and they've reached halfway stage, and now that they have everyone available, they already have 4 wins in 7.
Yeah, you look at that team and you think that the success that they have enjoyed is heavily built on their batting success. You think about the openers finding form individually and then collectively, Markram and Mitch Marsh, and then the impact of Nicholas Pooran at number 3. Most of the times, if you look at what they've done with the bat, is they've won the power play, and if you look at even in that middle phase, they scored over 10. So before even the last 5, they're already ahead of the opposition, whether they're batting first or whether they're chasing. So that's a great asset for them to have. What they've had to do is, of course, manage their bowling a lot better. And now with Mayank Yadav coming into that side, I think everybody thinks pace with him. But for me, what a lot of people don't think about is the fact that he has a slow ball and he can do pace variation as well. So when you're bowling in excess of 150 and you have a bowler who also has the skill to bowl a slow ball, to bowl an accurate Yorker, that to me is perfect in the T20 world. So he will just bring a little more parity between the batting and bowling, and they're already well positioned with 4 wins and just going past, what, seven matches, I think? So they look well poised to qualify for this playoff round, and everybody will be looking at him and how he can sustain his fitness, Mayank Yadav, that is, after coming off an injury.
Yeah, it was some story last season, Mayank Yadav, when he broke through with back-to-back player of the match winning performances in his first 2 IPL games, but such a long time injured after that. He played those 3 games for India, got injured again. Realistically, what do the expectations need to be for a pacer coming back with all that injury baggage?
I don't think it'll be that easy for him to just come and become a match winner on day 1. I don't think, that's probable. It is possible, but we have seen Jofra Archer struggle for about 6 months to get his rhythm back. So it will take a little bit of time, but one good thing is he still has 7 games before the playoffs. So he can, build up towards the business end of the season, and I'm sure Rishabh and the management will use him wisely and won't put him under a lot of load so that he doesn't break down again. It is very, very important from an Indian cricket perspective as well to have him fit and available for selection. So it's a challenge, but yeah, he's a young boy, and he'll be raring to go for sure.
Who makes way for him? Is it a straight swap with Akashdeep, who's had a tough time so far?
I would say so. I don't think there's any other option for LSG, because if you look at
Shardul and Avesh.
Shardul and Avesh are almost likely to be in the playing 11, because Shardul can bat as well, and he has been bowling well in the power play. But there's a little bit of concern with Shardul's death bowling, because if you look at last couple of games, he has struggled a bit. He has bowled well in the power play, but in the later half of the game, he has struggled a bit. But Akashdeep, I think there's no brainer. I don't think there'll be any other option.
All right. While Lucknow welcome Mayank Yadav back into the fold, Rajasthan Royals are fretting on the availability of their captain. Sanju Samson had retired hurt with that side injury in the last game. What do they do as far as replacements go? Because when you consider domestic batters on the bench, there's Shubham Dubey, who's featured a few times as impact sub. And then you go straight to 22-year-old wicketkeeper batter in Kunal Rathore and 14-year-old Vaibhav Suryavanshi. That
I think, you look at the trend in this season 18 of the Tata IPL, that top three and the success that they produce is critical for winning outcomes. So I'd like to see more experience at the top as against inexperience. I mean, ideally speaking. I think there is an option that they haven't used in Shimron Hetmyer. He has sort of grown into a finisher for this franchise, hence the reason they retained him. But I still feel he has the capability, like a Nicholas Pooran, to bat at number 3, bat in the top 3, and give them what they want. Many people are expecting Jaiswal to have a massive IPL. That's not happening at the moment. So there is an option for them. But again, I feel Riyan Parag is below par with what he's producing with the bat. So maybe rejigging the batting order is one way of looking at it, and then easing in the inexperience that they're looking at. I'd really like to see that option be someone that bats more in the middle as against in that power play phase and in that top 3.
it is nigh on impossible to have a Rajasthan Royals conversation without the subject of Shimron Hetmyer's batting position. But Puji Raidu, what would you do? Who would open with Jaiswal for you?
I would go with Riyan Parag because he has struggled a bit at number 3 when he walks into bat, and if spinners are bowling on a slower track, he took his time. He played about 8 to 10 balls and hasn't scored heavily. So it's the perfect opportunity to promote him up the order while the seamers are bowling, and he can make use of the power play. So if he can open with Yashasvi, then I think that will be a good combination for them.
Who's your pick?
I think I would go with Riyan as well because he's been struggling, and also Nitish has been batting well at 3, 4 and 5. So you want to keep that middle order intact and maybe push Hetmyer to a 3 or 4. I think that should be good for RR.
And the one vacant batting slot then goes to Shubham Dubey, somewhere in the middle order?
Yeah, definitely. I mean lower middle order. Lower middle order.
All right. That is Rajasthan Royals. That is one part of their problem. The other part of their problem, and the problem for most of the league right now, is how do you stop Nicholas Pooran? Those numbers are beyond extraordinary, what he's done in the first half of the season. It's already an all-timer campaign. Firstly, Darren, what do you put it down to?
Nicholas Pooran is someone that has a very good work ethic. He trains very hard when he's not competing and when he's not in competition. He's played a lot of T20 cricket, so he understands the different situations in a T20 innings. He understands his strengths as well as a batter. The one thing that he has done very well that has separated him from T20 batters is that ability to strike sixes in minimal balls. You look at him, he led 2024 with the most sixes. He's already leading this Tata IPL with the most sixes. So that to me gives you an added advantage where you can control the game. The other thing is he's a modern T20 batter. So once it's a favorable matchup for him, if a bowler is bowling maybe a left-arm orthodox bowler, he's going to take that bowler down. You think of Sai Kishore in that last game, and that's the mentality. So that trust and ability, that positive mindset, and I can tell you, in that franchise, him batting at number 3, he has the full license to take opposition bowlers down, whether he's whether he's arrived at the loss of an opener or whether he's lost 2 or 3 wickets when he's at the crease. So they've given him the full license for him to take the attack to bowlers and make it easier for the rest of the batting to come. So it's a combination of all those things that have sort of contributed towards his great success early days in this Tata IPL.
The one thing Rajasthan Royals are probably looking at, and we know that they do look at their data, is that they do have a bunch of bowlers who have troubled him. Jofra Archer has strong numbers against Pooran, so does Sandeep Sharma. That's where...
Yeah, I was coming at that point because I would like to see Jofra Archer bowling against Nicholas Pooran. If he can pick up, if LSG loses the first wicket soon, then it'll be a key battle between Jofra and Nicholas. And at the same time, Sandeep, because when he swings the ball, and Nicholas likes the pace on the ball, but Sandeep is not the quickest, but he can swing the ball. So if he has to face him early on, then he could be dangerous against him.
What about the scenario where, let's say, Lucknow don't lose wickets in the power play? Would you still want to use Archer immediately as Pooran comes in?
I don't think RR has that option, because if Jofra has bowled a couple of overs within the power play, then they don't have that option of bowling him the 3rd over after the power play. So I don't think they have that option. They might go with Hasaranga just to try and pull that googly outside the off stump, and if Nicholas tries to take him on, then there's a chance of a wicket.
Play Oracle, Raidu. Will Rajasthan manage to stop Pooran, or will we see another flying innings?
I mean, it is tough, but I think Tikshana is someone who can trouble him because we have seen him struggle a little bit against the off spinners. Anything that's coming in with the arm has troubled him, in whatever I have seen of Pooran. So he is one option that they can go to, but if he is set, I don't think they have too many answers against him.
All right, very quickly, favourites.
I would go with LSG.
Yeah, I agree. LSG is more balanced, and RR has been struggling with their team's batting lineup, and their form has been poor.
All right, unanimous verdict here on the couch. Thank you so much, Raidu, Fuji, Darren, for setting up the game for us. If it goes that way, that'll mean Lucknow will touch 10 points, and Rajasthan, after 8 games, will be left with just 2 wins.
How do I do it all? The Brezza gives me the power.